Good afternoon and welcome to Matador News. I'm Mihkel Teemant.
And I'm Merrita Llarena.
Negotiations on a new contract are underway between the CSU system and the faculty. The two sides have met 4 times, and they have agreed on what the issues are. The biggest items on the table are salary and workload. Similar negotiations in the past have led to high tensions and resulted in a strike authorization vote.
More and more entertainment jobs are moving out of California. An estimated 4,500 jobs have been lost in the state over the past 7 years. Our guest today will discuss both the teacher negotiations and the Hollywood runaway productions. Emerald Zellers is standing by with CSUN Professor Nate Thomas, who is the Teachers Union representative on campus and is a professor in the Cinema Television and Arts Department.
So first, thank you for joining us, Nate. I would first like to discuss the positive outcome in the recent teacher negotiations. It means an increase for funding for teachers and more classes for students. Is that correct?
That is correct. So we've just received the budget allocation proposed by the governor, which is good. That means that the CSU is heading in the right direction. But the California Faculty Association, we're actually endorsing John Perez's budget, who's the Speaker of the Assembly. He's asking for a little bit more money for the CSU, and we think that's what's really needed. But we're appreciative of what the governor has offered, but we're wanting a little more funding and a little more money put into higher education here in California.
And how far away are you from that?
Well, as far as
receiving that funding from Perez?
Well, he's put a proposal in, so that's going to have to be dealt with in the state assembly. So he's just kind of countering what the governor has proposed.
And then another huge issue that I would like to discuss is the film and the production issues. Hollywood's runaway production jobs are quickly disappearing. I think I've read an estimated of about 500,000 jobs are at stake. What do you think needs to be done in order for that to not happen?
Well, first of all, it is a problem, and there is major runaway production. This is Hollywood, but there's so much production going on in Atlanta, Detroit, other parts of the South, and we're going to have to solve the problem because it is devastating for the California economy. These productions bring millions and millions of dollars to the local communities when they shoot. I think what California really needs to do, and I know it's a political issue in the Assembly, is we have to have more tax incentives and more other types of incentives for people to want to stay here. Most productions don't really want to leave Los Angeles. They would love to stay here. They're forced to go elsewhere. It's actually cheaper to move a crew and go to Atlanta and pick up the peripheral crew from those areas than to stay here and shoot it in California. And again,
probably save a couple $1 million in the taxes that...
Yes. Yeah. Yes, so I think California's going to have to get on the bandwagon or we're going to lose all the production. This is what we're made of in Southern California. That is one of our major economies and it's going away. And my understanding is that it is a political issue on what's going on in Sacramento. So they got to solve the problem or we're going to suffer. Everybody's going to suffer.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Okay, not a problem.
And I'm going to send it back to you guys.
Shirley Temple Black, known to generations of movie fans as Shirley Temple, died last night. She was 85. The little girl with the corkscrew curls began her career on the silver screen at age 3. She sang, acted, and tap danced her way to a $50,000 per movie contract by age 10. Temple starred in such classics as Little Miss Marker, Curly Top, and Little Miss Rebel. Temple was honored with the Screen Actors Guild Lifetime Achievement Award in 2006.
I never really thought of myself as an icon. I always feel that I should be put in a museum or something. But an icon, I'm delighted that people loved my films and were loyal to me and still are.
Following her career as a child star, Temple went into politics and served as a foreign diplomat to the U.S. delegation to the United Nations. She was also a U.S. ambassador to Ghana and Czechoslovakia. Temple was surrounded by her family and caregivers at the time of her death at her home in Woodside, California.
Thor Steingraber has been named the new executive director of the Valley Performing Arts Center at CSUN. Steingraber is the former vice president for programming of the Music Center in downtown Los Angeles. He will replace Robert Bucker, who stepped down last summer. Steingraber brings more than 24 years of experience to the position he will assume beginning March 1st.
a surprise cast member from the popular Fox television show Glee, will be a judge at CSUN's upcoming lip-syncing contest. The cast member will help decide who wins the $300 cash prize. The winning group will also receive $100 to donate to a club organization of the choice of CSUN. The event will be Gleam-themed, and event producers are hoping for more than 500 people in attendance this year. Auditions will be held Wednesday and Thursday, and the sync-off will be on March 12th at 7 p.m. at the Northridge Center.
Former Hawaii Governor Linda Lingle has returned to her alma mater this spring to teach an upper division course on public policy at Cal State Northridge. Lingle is a graduate of the CSUN Journalism Department. Lingle says her experience at CSUN helped her with her journey in politics.
Well, my training here at CSUN in journalism really prepared me for politics because it taught me how to be a good listener. It taught me that there are two sides to every issue at least. Sometimes there are more than two sides. And I think sometimes people in politics just focus on what they want to see. They don't want to see what the other person is looking at. So I think that training was really valuable to me as I transitioned from journalism to politics.
Lingle is teaching in the political science department.
An LAPD police officer and a civilian are in good condition after a shooting in Reseda yesterday. Police responded to a report of an assault with a deadly weapon where they found a man shot twice. Witnesses lead police to the assailant who was running from the scene. The suspect fired multiple rounds at police officers. The suspect is in custody.
The Los Angeles Fire Department is speeding up its 911 response times. By early next year, dispatchers will use new streamlined scripted questions that will help get ambulances quicker to cases of cardiac arrest and other critical emergencies. The changes follow criticism of the department's 911 response system.
Flu deaths in California reached 202 this week. State officials say 26 of those deaths occurred in Los Angeles County.
Residents of Atlanta are readying themselves for what weather forecasters are calling a storm of historic proportions. Just 2 weeks after the city was shut down by less than 3 inches of snow, meteorologists are predicting an inch of ice may be added. Grocery stores are being emptied as people expect to be stuck indoors for the next week. Forecasters are saying ice on the roads could cause drivers to be nearly impossible. Georgia Governor Nathan Deal declared a state of emergency for 88 counties before any snow or sleet was expected to hit.
Cars in Chicago are frozen over due to a water main break that occurred over a week ago. The cars in Chicago are covered in ice and snow that are stuck to the street. Frustrated, residents are doing everything they can to defrost the ice. Pouring hot water on the snow hasn't worked. The city has just learned about the situation. It's sending crews to help defrost the street.
Police in Diamond Bar are waiting to question a new mother who was arrested Sunday on suspicion of manslaughter and drunken driving in the deaths of 6 people on the 60 freeway. The suspect, Olivia Colbreth, is on a respirator and is unable to talk with police. Just before the crash, officials received reports of the car traveling up to 100 miles per hour on the wrong side of the freeway. One witness described seeing a 24-ounce beer can in the front seat of Colbreth's car. The victims have not yet been identified.
A federal court has granted Governor Brown a 2-year delay to reduce prison crowding. Brown won the delay by promising to establish a sentencing commission that will reduce crowding within 2 years. The court had ordered California to reduce prison crowding by this year.
A judge in Tucson has sentenced a Mexican national man to 30 years in prison for the killing of a Border Patrol agent. The defendant was part of a group of bandits who engaged in a shootout with 4 patrol agents, including the victim, Brian Terry. The slang led to the unraveling of the failed federal gun tracking operation known as Fast and Furious. After serving his sentence, the defendant will be deported to Mexico and banned from the U.S.
An attack on a movie theater in northern Pakistan has killed 11 people and wounded 17 others. Nearly 100 people were at the theater at the time of the attack. The 3 explosions were caused by Chinese-made hand grenades. This is the second movie theater bombing to occur in the area within 2 weeks.
And now here's Tara Soudbaksh with the sports news, including gay rights at the Olympics and the NFL.
Missouri All-American Michael Sam says he is gay. Sam made his announcement yesterday, but he says he came out to his teammates and coaches back in August. Sam could become the first openly homosexual player in the NFL. The defense end says it has been a nervous process. The NFL says it is looking forward to welcoming and supporting him this coming season. Former figure skating Olympic gold medalist and openly gay athlete Brian Boitano is in Sochi promoting diversity and gay rights. Boitano was selected by President Obama to be a part of the U.S. delegation to take a stand against anti-gay rights stances in Russia. Boitano explained to the press why he accepted the invitation by Obama to be a part of the U.S. delegation.
I sort of put my privacy aside and came out to support the president's message of tolerance and diversity and be on the delegation, which was a great delegation. I love the platform. I loved the message that we were sending. I got a really good feeling from people there. We did a press conference the first day that was an international media press conference. We had some liberal Russian media there, and we had people from all over the world, and they were interested. They asked great questions, and I felt complete support there.
Boitano has been talking to more liberal parts of the Russian media. Chris Paul's return to the LA Clippers helped them set a franchise record for the biggest margin of victory. The Clippers defeated Philadelphia 123-78 this past weekend. Paul was playing his first game since separating his shoulder January 3rd. Paul had 7 points and 8 assists in 22 minutes. A clutch three-pointer in the final seconds of regulation helped the CSUN men's basketball team win its second straight overtime game. Senior guard Josh Green scored the game-tying basket. The Matadors then went on to win in the overtime 92-83 over Cal State Fullerton. The Matadors will host the Cal Poly Mustangs on Thursday at CSUN. The CSUN women's basketball team defeated Cal State Fullerton 76-54 this past weekend. CSUN's Ashley Guay scored 26 points and Cinnamon Lister added 16. CSUN shot 49% of the game. The Lady Matadors will travel to Cal Poly and face the league-leading Mustangs on Thursday. CSUN is in the third conference and handed Cal Poly its only defeat this season. And now back to Michael with the rest of today's news.
The U.S. unemployment rate is the lowest in 6 years. Unemployment dropped from 6.7 to 6.6%, but overall job growth is sluggish. Manufacturing, construction firms, and mining and drilling companies added 76,000 new jobs last month. Average hourly earnings have increased 1.9% over the last year, staying ahead of the nation's 1.5% inflation rate.
Hundreds of Angelenos lined up this past weekend at a coffee shop named Dumb Starbucks in Los Feliz for free cups of coffee. The parody store was shut down yesterday by the LA Health Department. The store gave away items off a menu that looked similar to Starbucks, but the menu items had the word dumb in the title, such as dumb coffee, dumb espresso, and dumb latte. The store had signs saying it was not affiliated with Starbucks. The stunt was the idea of Comedy Central comedian Nathan Fielder. Starbucks is considering legal action.
It's been 50 years since the Beatles first arrived in America. A special CBS concert honoring the band brought out live performances, including one by Sir Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr. Clips of the Beatles' 1964 appearances on The Ed Sullivan Show brought back many memories for audience members. Among the performing artists were Stevie Wonder, Keith Urban, Alicia Keys, and Katy Perry.
That's all from us here at Matador News. I'm Llarena.
And I'm Michael Teemant. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day.